Hi guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. So guys, I promised to drop the sewing tutorial of this beautiful gown. I already have the pattern drafting tutorial, so please, if you are yet to see how to cut this, I'm going to leave the link to the video pinned to the comment section and also to the description box of this video. All right, so you have to go see how to cut this gown first before you come back to see how it is being sewn. Okay, so guys, as you can see, I'm done with cutting the front pattern on the mat. I'm making use of plain crepe material, and I made use of just 2 yards for this. Okay, now guys, you want to make sure to leave your allowance, make sure to leave your zip allowance at the center front area. Now for the sleeve area, you can see I'm folding it into two. I left about 1 inch there because I'm going to be folding the sleeve. This is a sleeveless gown, all right, so I left 1 inch for the sleeve. Okay, but for the other parts I just left half an inch, and then for the side, for the seam allowance for the side, I left 2 inches there. Then the hem, I left half inch for the hem. Okay, so all sides half an inch except the sleeve area, which is 1 inch, and then the side, which is 2 inches. All right, so that is all for the front. What I'm going to do is to nudge my underbust area. This is very important because when you are joining the center front to the side front, you want to make sure that these 2 points meet up. All right, the underbust of the center front and the underbust of your side front should meet up when you are putting it together, so make sure to nudge. All right, now for the back pattern as well, I've gone ahead to cut on my fabric, and I left 1 inch on my sleeve area and then half an inch on all sides. And then for the side where I'm going to be joining the front to the back together, I left 2 inches for seam allowance. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and nudge my underbust and also nudge my chest line area so that when I'm joining these two pieces together, it's going to guide me. All right, so that means these 2 points must meet up when I'm, fixing it together on the sewing machine. So you want to make sure to please nudge. It is really, really helpful. Okay. So you can see what it is looking like. These 2 points should meet up on your sewing machine when you are putting these pieces together. Okay. So guys, I'm just going to go ahead to mark the back part because this material is very hard to know like the wrong side. So I'm just using my chalk and I'm marking it very lightly because you can see I'm using a red chalk here. So I'm marking it very lightly so that it doesn't stain this material. So I'm just marking the wrong side of my material so I don't get confused when I get to my sewing machine. Now guys, I'm just going to go ahead and show you how to place this. So I've gone ahead to place the side front to the center front for one side. All right. And when I'm joining this, I'm going to join from the hem. I'm going to join from the hem all the way to the top. I'm going to show you just how I joined it on the sewing machine. This is for one part, and then for the other part as well, I'm going to go ahead and pin this as well. So you can see that the point where I notched for my underbust at the center front area is matching up with my underbust at the side area. Now for the back pieces as well, I'm going to go ahead and place my pieces together and also pin them just like I did for the front. So if you're a beginner, you want to make sure to make good use of your pins so that when you get to the sewing machine, you are not confused. Okay, so I've gone ahead to place it just like it should be when I'm done with sewing it. Then I'll just turn over the side back and pin to the center back. And also for the other side, I'm going to also flip it over and pin to the center back. And now guys, you want to make sure to please cut your facing. That is, if you're not going to be using lining for this, make sure to cut your facing. Okay, I made use of facing. You can make a full lining. It's even going to be more neater. But for me, I just cut out my facing for the back and for the front. For the front, you want to cut out 2 pieces because the front has zipper. All right. So you want to cut out 2 pieces of lining for the front. As you can see what I have. And your lining must get all the way from your shoulder to the zip area. Can you see the middle part gets all the way from my shoulder down to the curve of the neckline, down to the zip area. So you can cut a line, a facing that is all the way down, that will cover the whole zip area, or you can just stop right where I stopped, or you can just use a full lining. Whichever one that you want to use, it is fine, it is okay. All right. But for a more professional look, you might want to make use of a full lining to like cover the wrong side of this dress. All right. So let's get to the sewing machine and yeah. All right, so I'm joining the center front to the side front. I'm going to start from the down part and join this all the way to the top. It is always very, very important to start from the down part and make your way to the top when you are putting a princess darts together or even a bustier together. So walk from the down part all the way to the top, okay? So please just watch carefully as I stitch these two pieces together. So guys, I'm also doing the same thing for my back piece because it's also a princess dart. So I'm working my way from the down part all the way to the top, okay? So guys, the next thing I did was just to join my fronts to the back by the shoulder, okay? I'm done with joining the pieces together, so I just went ahead to join them by the shoulder just so everything comes together, okay? So guys, you can see what we have here. We have our front piece joined, our back pieces joined together. I've gone ahead to also iron my stitch open. And yeah, I'm going to head to join them by the shoulder. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is, because this is going to be having a collar, okay? If you look at the design very well, it has a collar. So I'm going to go ahead to measure my neck round, okay? I'm going to go ahead and measure my neck round so that I can be able to use it, to use the measurements to cut my collar. So make sure not to start from this down curve. Start from your neck area, okay? The place is going to be at your neck. So you can see where I started measuring this round. So I'm going to take this all the way to the other side. And what I got was 16 inches. So guys, this is my facing, okay? So you want to go ahead and join your facing by the shoulder, just like we did for the main pieces. So join it by the shoulder, okay? Now, the next thing I'm going to also do when I'm done with joining my collar is to fix my zip at the center front area. So I'm using an invisible zipper for this. So you want to make sure that your zip doesn't get all the way down because I'm still going to be joining your pleats at that down part, okay? So I've gone ahead to fix my collar and also fix my zip. Please, I'm going to be leaving a link to how to properly cut a collar to the description box and also pins to the comment section of this video, right? I don't know how I lost the clip of how I cut out this collar of this video. So please, I'm going to be leaving the link down below. All right, guys. Now, when you're done fixing your collar, you want to make sure that you have this little space in front because you're still going to turn everything with your facing, okay? So leave that little space in front, just like I just showed you guys, okay? I'm going to start pinning my facing round so you can see. I'm going to pin this all the way make sure that you cut this thing all the way to your zipper area. You can see I'm just using that facing to finish up my zipper area at the top part. So if you want, you can cut this facing. You can make the zipper area to go all the way down if you want, okay? So I'm done pinning there. I'm just going to go ahead and pin this all the way around to the other part, okay? So guys, I've gone ahead to stitch in my facing, and you can see what I have. I also made sure to iron this very, very well. You need to iron it very, very well so that it relaxes, okay? So I've gone ahead to, turn my facing. The next thing I'm going to do is to just pin this by the sides, take my round measurements and join this by the sides. So guys, please, if you have any questions, please leave on the comment section. I'm going to get to your questions. I promise to get to your questions and answer everything you are confused on or confused about, okay? So I'm just going ahead now to just take my round measurements, and when I'm done, I'm going to get over to my sewing machine and stitch these two pieces together. So guys, I am done with stitching these two pieces together, and you can see how beautiful it's already looking. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is to measure the down part round, okay? I'm going to measure what I have round. So remember, I came down by 2 inches from the hip area. So this is not my hip round. So I'm going to measure what I have round here, and then I'm going to use it to cut out the piece I'm going to use to make my pleats, okay? So I'm measuring it round now, and what I have, or what I got, was 49 inches. So guys, what I did was to multiply 49 by 4, and I used it to cut out what I'm going to be using to pleat this all the way around, okay? Now, I'm going to show you just how to make your box pleats, okay? You want to make pleats to face each other and also opposite direction. So I just made the first pleat facing me. The next one I'm going to do is going to face the opposite way. That way they are kissing each other. So I think you can also call this kissing pleats, all right, if you wish. I'm going to make the next one again facing me. So you can see I'm making the next pleat facing me. Then I'm going to make another one again facing the opposite direction. That way, kissing the first one I just made. So you can see the both pleats are going to be meeting themselves. So I'm making the first one. Then I'm also going ahead to make another one that would kiss the first one. So that way you just continue all the way around, and you have your box pleats or your kissing pleats, whichever one that you want to call it. So you can see what we have is already looking like the design we are trying to recreate. Okay. So you can see I'm making another pleat that is going to face me. Then I'm going to do another one again that is going to face the opposite way, thereby meeting the first one I just made. So that's basically how you make this type of pleat. So you can see how beautiful it's looking already, and it's looking like what we have on the original design, okay? So I've gone ahead to put this all together, and you can see how beautiful these pleats are looking. So yeah, guys, I am done with making this gown. You can see that stitching this is very, 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 very simple, but the main thing is for you to know how to cut it. Okay, so I think stitching is very simple. Just know how to cut these, and you are good to go. So guys, please, I apologize. I don't know how I lost the clip of how I cut out my collar for this gown. I'm going to be leaving the links to how to cut a collar to this video. So please, you can go and watch how to cut a collar if you don't know how to cut your collar, okay? So guys, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for your likes. Please do subscribe if you are yet to subscribe to this video. And also you can put on your notifications so you get notified whenever I post new videos. Thank you guys for watching. See you on the next one.